This is the money chart to me. This is the most important chart at the moment. We're at $48,000 price point. There's a persistent bid in the market. And you tweeted yesterday that the percent of the supply last active more than 1 year ago is what? Second highest it's ever been?
Yep. So we're about, I think in terms of percentage terms, it's about 0.3% from its all-time high of coins that haven't moved in a year. In aggregate terms, it's at an all-time high. Back of the napkin math, somewhere around 11 million or so, 11.5 million coins haven't moved in a year. And so this is what you have. This is the reality. And this is why I pay attention to on-chain analytics. And this is why Bitcoin, that number go up technology, is you have a relentless cohort of stackers and hodlers all over the world that are buyers of any price. And because of the absolute scarcity, because of the supply inelasticity, Bitcoin will find a bid because of these relentless marginal buyers as marginal sellers get exhausted. That's just the reality of it. And something like this, where you see Bitcoin's never been more kind of scarcer or more tightly held over a 1 year time frame, just kind of validates that thesis. We can kind of feel it anecdotally when you're talking to Bitcoin hodlers, but this is really just a way of showing it. Like the supply shock, the reason Bitcoin goes parabolic is because marginal sellers get exhausted and new money that comes in has to bid up the price. And so I'm not saying that we're there yet or we're going to go parabolic over the next 4 months. It's no guarantee. But what it's showing is that supply held for over years has never been this tight. And I expect this trend to continue to go up. It's quite exciting.
I wrote this morning all about this idea that in September of 2020, as you pointed out, we were at all-time high in the supply illiquidity. And we had two persistent buyers. We had MicroStrategy in the market. We had GBT with the arbitrage trade just pouring billions of dollars in. We went from 10,000 to 64,000 between basically end of September 2020 until March of 2021. So kind of that 4 to 7 month time period. Now, when we think about that, again, the illiquidity matches. We see that for sure in the on-chain metrics like you're pointing out here. We do know of one persistent buyer buying $125 million or so a day at the moment. That's about 300% of the daily incoming supply. Will we get other persistent buyers? In what size? That's all up for question. But I think what you're outlining here is when this much illiquidity is in the market and you have any amount of persistent buying pressure, it has to move the price in order to accommodate everyone. Is that kind of a fair categorization?
Yeah, 100%. And I think, more so just the trend is, and I see a lot of, Bitcoin maximalists that love what Luna's doing or that hate it. And there's some, for some reason, there's not really a middle ground. But I think the reality is what Do Kwon is doing is completely rational. He realized that, and he just, if you listen to his talks, it was, we basically, or Do Kwon rather, we were looking for the best sort of collateral, and we wanted something that was neutral, immutable, and not political in any sort of way, and it had a credible monetary policy. And if you're looking for that, the only answer you have in the world today is Bitcoin. It's not ETH, not Solana, not any other digital asset, not Luna itself. It's Bitcoin. And so if we're just thinking about all protocols or stable algorithmic stable coins, right? If you go a level up, and I tweeted this and we were bantering yesterday about this, Pomp. What is the next logical step if someone's watching what Luna's doing? And what essentially Luna's doing is they're using seigniorage from the appreciation of the token. LFG is minting the Luna into UST, selling the UST for Tether, and buying Bitcoin. Okay, long form, they're using Luna seigniorage to purchase Bitcoin. What's the rational action for every single entity that can use seigniorage, aka legacy banks, nation states? It's to acquire the hardest money collateral the world's ever seen to back your currency. And I think it's a no-brainer. It's something that not a lot of people have understood yet. But that's what really drives Bitcoin into outrageous figures that no one can think possible, is backing your weak, unbacked fiat currency with absolutely scarce digital money. And I think that's the trend over the long term.
Facts. Hey, you, did you like this video? Great. We make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and see you next time.